Welcome to our International Student Brief program. Today, we're diving into the pressing issues facing universities in the UK, where many are on the brink of bankruptcy, struggling with declining revenues and a mental health crisis among students. With 63,000 graduates seeking sickness benefits this year, the call for reform is louder than ever as the traditional university model is reevaluated. In other news, Navient has reached a landmark $120 million settlement with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, addressing allegations of misleading student loan borrowers. This settlement not only includes a hefty penalty but also aims to provide compensation for those affected, marking a significant shift in how student loan servicers are regulated. Lastly, a tax office blunder has left thousands of graduates overpaying on their student loans, with an estimated 16,000 individuals caught in this error. The miscalculation could cost graduates hundreds of pounds, raising concerns about the need for a permanent solution. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage on these important topics. Guardian: the current state of Britain's universities is alarming, with many on the verge of bankruptcy and student mental health issues reaching unprecedented levels. A staggering 63,000 young people transitioned directly from studying to receiving sickness benefits in 2023, a figure that has doubled since before the pandemic. The financial crisis is exacerbated by a decline in revenue, particularly from international students, and the prediction that up to 80% of English universities will face unsustainable deficits. The shift from polytechnics to universities in the 1990s has led to a chronic shortage of skilled labor in critical sectors, while job opportunities for graduates continue to dwindle. The mental health of students is deteriorating, with a 2022 survey revealing that 57% reported mental illness, driven by anxiety over debt and social isolation. The need for comprehensive reform in higher education is urgent, questioning the very structure of university education and its relevance to the current job market. Yahoo US: in a significant legal development, Navient has agreed to a $120 million settlement with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, over allegations of improper servicing of federal student loans. This settlement, which includes a $20 million penalty and $100 million in restitution for borrowers, marks the conclusion of a lawsuit that has spanned multiple presidential administrations. The CFPB accused Navient of misleading borrowers, pushing them into costly repayment plans, and mishandling their payments, all while profiting at their expense. As part of the settlement, Navient is permanently barred from servicing federal student loans, a move celebrated by consumer advocates who view it as a victory against exploitation in the student loan industry. The CFPB plans to automatically distribute restitution payments to affected borrowers, highlighting the ongoing scrutiny and regulatory actions aimed at protecting students and taxpayers from predatory practices. New York Times: the settlement reached between Navient and the CFPB is a landmark moment in the fight against student loan servicing abuses, concluding years of allegations that the company mismanaged borrowers' loans. The CFPB's lawsuit detailed how Navient allegedly steered borrowers towards forbearance options that ultimately cost them more money, all while enriching the company. The settlement not only imposes a financial penalty but also ensures that Navient will no longer participate in federal student loan servicing, a significant blow to a company that has faced intense scrutiny and criticism. The resolution of these legal actions, which began in 2017, is seen as a critical step in holding student loan servicers accountable and protecting borrowers from misleading practices. As affected borrowers await restitution payments, the case serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges within the student loan system and the importance of regulatory oversight. Telegraph: a troubling issue has emerged for thousands of graduates in the UK who are overpaying on their student loans due to a tax office error. Approximately 16,000 student loan holders have been overcharged by hundreds of pounds because HM Revenue and Customs, HMRC, has been incorrectly including benefits in kind, such as private medical insurance and company cars, when calculating student loan deductions for those who pay taxes through self-assessment. For instance, a graduate earning £50,000 with an additional £6,500 in benefits could be mistakenly assessed as having an income of £56,500, leading to an overpayment of around £600 in 1 year. Although HMRC has acknowledged the issue and provided a temporary workaround, many taxpayers remain unaware of the problem, which has persisted for over a year. Yahoo US: as students prepare to transition to college, mental health remains a significant concern, especially in light of recent societal pressures and the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Experts have noted that many students are grappling with feelings of loneliness and anxiety as they navigate this new chapter. Dr. Nance Roy from the JED Foundation emphasizes the importance of understanding the emotional baggage students carry, which includes the fallout from school shootings, climate anxiety, and social media pressures. To support their mental health, students and parents are encouraged to embrace mixed emotions, evolve relationships, practice self-care, and familiarize themselves with campus resources. Establishing a compassionate support system is essential as students adjust to their new environments. The Sydney Morning Herald: the University of Melbourne is facing significant financial challenges, prompting a hiring freeze and cost-cutting measures after the federal government imposed caps on international student enrollments. The university anticipates an $85 million loss in tuition fees due to the cap limiting new international students to just 9,300 in 2025, far below the 11,000 they had planned for. Acting Vice-Chancellor Nicola Phillips announced a pause on hiring for vacant positions and a crackdown on non-essential expenditures. This decision has raised concerns among staff, who fear increased workloads due to the hiring freeze. The National Tertiary Education Union is actively lobbying the government to protect jobs in the university sector amidst these changes. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen is embarking on her first international trip as Premier, heading to India to address the challenges posed by the federal government's restrictions on international student enrollment. With education being a significant revenue source for Victoria, her mission is to reassure Indian students that the state remains welcoming despite the new caps. University leaders, like Michael Wesley from the University of Melbourne, are looking for positive signals during her visit, hoping it will calm uncertainties in the education sector. Additionally, discussions may extend beyond education, with potential plans to attract Bollywood productions to Melbourne, showcasing the state's commitment to fostering strong ties with India. CBC: in the wake of a contentious U.S. presidential debate, expat Tracy Hudson from Burlington, Ontario, shared her observations on the performances of Vice President Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. While Harris effectively kept Trump off message, Hudson expressed a desire for a more constructive political dialogue. She emphasized the importance of voting, especially for Americans living abroad, reminding her fellow expats that they still have a voice in U.S. elections despite residing in Canada. Hudson's commitment to engaging with American politics stems from her deep connections to her homeland and the recognition that the political climate in the U.S. has far-reaching implications for Canada. New York Times: Dawn Michelle Hunt's life took a drastic turn when she fell victim to a drug trafficking scheme that led to her imprisonment in China. Initially excited about winning a trip to Australia, she unwittingly carried bags containing a substantial amount of methamphetamines. Despite her claims of being deceived, Chinese courts were unforgiving, ultimately sentencing her to life in prison. This case highlights the harsh realities faced by individuals who become entangled in international drug smuggling operations, often without realizing the true nature of their involvement. Hunt's family continues to seek help, advocating for her situation as a cautionary tale about the dangers of scams that target unsuspecting victims. Telegraph: in a bid to enforce working-from-home regulations, Deloitte is now monitoring the locations of its UK employees who log in from abroad, particularly targeting those who might be working from more appealing destinations without prior approval. While the consulting firm does not routinely track its employees, it can identify their locations through IP addresses when they access company data from outside the UK. This measure aims to prevent potential legal issues related to overseas tax and client obligations, as the rise of remote work has led to some employees relocating without consent. Despite the scrutiny, one Deloitte consultant noted that the firm remains accommodating, allowing employees to work abroad for up to 20 days a year, provided they meet legal requirements. Telegraph: Britain is facing a significant energy challenge, as it now spends a record £250 million per month on electricity imports, fueled by the closure of coal-fired and nuclear power stations. In the second quarter of this year, interconnectors with neighboring countries supplied 20% of the grid's power, with imported electricity amounting to double that generated by renewable sources like wind and solar. This situation has arisen as the country shifts towards greener energy solutions, but experts warn that the government must ensure enough domestic power generation capacity to maintain energy security and affordability. The potential for exporting surplus energy in the future could provide financial benefits, especially if the UK can generate more clean energy by 2030. Foreign affairs: the ideological roots of Donald Trump's America First approach reveal a complex interplay of historical isolationism and contemporary political appeal. Critics of Trump view his policies as a dangerous deviation from internationalist norms, yet his stance resonates with a significant portion of the electorate longing for a focus on domestic issues over foreign entanglements. Trump's isolationist tendencies echo the sentiments of early American leaders who warned against the pitfalls of foreign alliances. His skepticism towards nation-building and immigration reflects a broader historical pattern, where isolationism has often been intertwined with protectionist economic policies. For Democrats to counter Trump's influence, they must understand and incorporate elements of his agenda while promoting a pragmatic approach to foreign relations and addressing the economic concerns of the American middle class. Telegraph reports on a rather amusing yet frustrating experience at a cafe in Padstow, where a customer was charged 50p for tap water. Initially outraged, the customer felt a sense of betrayal, as free tap water is seen as a fundamental right in England, almost a point of national pride. However, upon further investigation, it turned out that the cafe was not breaking any laws, as they only charged for the cup used to serve the water, not the water itself. This sneaky policy reflects a broader issue in Britain regarding the decline of public drinking fountains and a growing dependence on bottled water. The article concludes with a call for more public water sources and encourages individuals to carry their own cups to avoid such surprises. Yahoo US shares the inspiring story of 15 students from Frederick Douglass Academy 7 in Brownsville, Brooklyn, who successfully fundraised for a transformative trip to Ghana, connecting with their heritage. The students engaged in various activities, including attending a local school and participating in an arts festival, but the most impactful moment came when they visited the dungeons where slaves were held captive. This emotional experience allowed them to connect spiritually with their ancestors. The Brownsville Abroad program, which started in 2016, relies heavily on fundraisers and donations to cover the trip costs, with families only responsible for 15% of the expenses. The students are now eager to embark on their next educational adventure, demonstrating the profound impact of travel on cultural understanding and personal growth. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Stocks to rise and sometimes shiver. Economy goes up and down. In this game, we wear the crown. Startups popping like the news. Crypto fashion headline views. Diversify your gains of play. Ride the wave, don't miss the day. Markets moving, never still. Cash in hand, it gives a thrill. Fortunes made and fortunes lost. Pay the price, no matter the cost. Traders hustling 9 to 5. In the numbers we all thrive. Interest rates, they steal the show. Up and down, they always know. Recession tails, inflation the car.